I'm Bev Colston. I'm director of the Mosaic Center for Students of Color. And I came to UVM in 2000. And I worked for a minute actually at the Center for Cultural Pluralism. Then I came to the then Alana Student Center and I was a student advisor for about 2.5, 3 years. And then I became director of the center, which is now called the Mosaic Center for Students of Color. So I've been here 18 years. I can't believe it. I'm into liberation and freedom and growth. And I believe that a college education can become a venue for all of those things. I believe that the most powerful thing you can do here is to really get to know yourself, know who you are, believe in your strengths, because I really think you all can do anything you want. And once you've got that, I do think you can, and I believe in lifelong learning. So you're just going to start a learning adventure here and then be able to continue that. It's also a wonderful place to start to meet people that are different from you, and to have experiences that, again, you never really imagine. I know that's what happened to me in college, things that are not coming from my own personal experience. I started to encounter things that I didn't foresee and encounter people who saw me in ways that I could not have imagined. And I want those adventures for everybody, because those become ways that you really get to know who you are and develop your gifts and talents to use in the world, which is what I think we're here for. I think that's literally our purpose. Embrace the spirit of an adventurer. Understand something about, you're not exactly sure where your path's going to take you, and be open to that, and don't be afraid of that. I like to tell people, don't do things from fear, but find a way to do things from your joy and from your curiosity. And I believe that when you follow that path, even if you may not get exactly what you had in mind, but once you're on the path of something that's lined with passion and love and joy, you're going to run into something that's built out of those elements, and that's the kind of work that's going to make you happy. You spend a lot of time working in your life, and I want you to do that in a way that builds you up and doesn't tear you down, and one that's really meaningful for you. Beans and tortilla and plátanos. And when I think about breakfast, I think about my mom, fried plantains, beans and tortilla with some good salsa. That's, I think, what I really love when my mom would make that for breakfast. So delicious. And I think it's really special because I don't make it a lot myself right now, but I really love that. I think I feel the most helpful when I'm engaged in a way with someone or some people where we're listening to each other. So I think when someone's really listening to me and I'm really listening to me, and we're really engaged in some kind of exchange or dialogue or conversation, and then I walk away from that kind of moment, I do feel like that we've taken something in. And it can be, sometimes those are charged moments, they're not always comfortable, but sometimes people still care. And I've been in these situations just in family or whatever, where we're really coming at each other and we're differing, but we hang in there together with each other, and we hold on to each other. And we really listen and work in the conversation and try to understand each other's viewpoints when it's hard even. And then we both walk away from that, but with respect and in good spirits. And I feel like I've been heard, and I feel like I've also heard. I feel like those are the most helpful experiences that I can be in, because I think that we could be encouraging each other to grow in different ways that might be challenging. And so you have to be willing to sit through the discomfort sometimes, but the key there is just not to let each other go. It probably has to do, I'm a very relational person, and so it probably has to do around communication. And just as I appreciate very much when we do share and are willing to communicate with each other, I think lying is a real pet peeve, when people just really don't tell the truth in communication. That really bothers me, because it then becomes really difficult, or if not impossible, at least at that moment, to have an authentic relationship if we're not telling the truth. Now, I know sometimes we are afraid to tell the truth about ourselves, and I get that. So I can have compassion around that, but I really care about trying to tell the truth to each other, even when it's hard. I know, I mentioned that word retirement, didn't I? What do I see doing in 5 years? What do I see myself doing? Again, I still see myself working with probably young adults, enabling growth and enabling people to develop their talents and to dream big and to find ways and to support folks finding their ways to enable those dreams to come true about what you want to build for your life. And again, that doesn't have to be paid necessarily. It might be paid in some way, but I love being involved in people's lives in that way and helping people create the lives that they would like to create for themselves. Wow, well, the song that came to mind is Nina Simone's To Be Young, Gifted, and Black. Like, that just like popped in my head. I love that song. I love Nina Simone. And I'm just like singing it in my head and hearing that album, and that would be like a great anthem to wake up to in the morning. I may not be young, but I could go with the Gifted and Black piece. Like, what comes to mind, I'm sure there are many stories, but the one that I thought of initially was when I was in college, in my senior year, my roommate and I, who were still good friends, were having such full lives with many things going on that in one of the courses that we were taking together, we needed to take an incomplete. And we worked that out with the professor and all that, but we were supposed to graduate, and we had already told our families that we were graduating, and we took this incomplete at the bitter end of the semester. And we're like, oh crap, what are we gonna do? So we both did this. I don't know what she did later, but we both did not tell our families that we were not graduating. And because we were both first-generation college students, my mom, my dad was deceased, but my mom and some of her family members, my family members came to my graduation, and they didn't know about that you go to your college's graduation to get your diploma. They didn't know anything about graduation. So we walked in the graduation ceremony, our caps and gowns. We didn't get our diplomas, but our parents didn't realize we weren't, so they didn't know anything. So we just walked and went to graduation, went out to graduation lunch afterwards and celebrated. My mom went home. I stayed for a job in Philadelphia. And I'll tell you this, my mom unfortunately passed away a few months ago, but I never told my mom that I actually didn't get my degree that year. We actually got our degrees for the following year. We did finish the incomplete. We did write that final paper and get our degree a year later, but my mom never knew that I did not graduate when she came to my graduation. So I'm like, oops, sorry about that. So gotta do what you gotta do when you're a young adult. So there's just some things you just can't tell the parents. Oh my God. You make me cry because it's an honor to do the work that we do at the MCSC. And, it's such a part of my life. And I'm so grateful for the experience we have to, touch the future. That's something Krista McAuliffe always said that really resonated with me when she said, I touch the future, I teach. Well, I don't teach, but I still get to touch the future. And, when my friends, like my peers, sometimes get afraid about the world and feel like, oh my God, it's the worst it's ever been, and things are gonna the world's gonna just stop. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you don't know Amanda, you don't know Keisha, you don't know the people I know. The people I'm hanging out with are planning on having lives. They're not planning on the world just going up in smoke or something. Yep, there's struggles and there's hard things to work on, but the young adults I know are planning on being here and having lives and going forward with life and the world and fixing up the messes that we've created, unfortunately. And the community here is amazing, and I've been challenged to grow because of the reciprocity of relationships that I have both with my teammates and my colleagues and students and faculty. It's an amazing village here, And it's so great to be a part of it. Even when there's tensions, even when there are things that don't go the way you want, we're in the mix. We're in the mix, and we're able to use our knowledge and our power to help to make this environment and this village here be the way we want it to be. And it's great to be a part of something like that. And I'm really thankful for that. And we get to do work with love and joy, and that's just amazing. It doesn't get better than that. I can't imagine, I honestly can't imagine better work personally. So that's a sign of I'm in the right place for me.